Nicki Minaj was on stage with Erika Kirk at a Charlie Kirk rally.
Why?
She told everybody about how much she loved Donald Trump and said he's a great role model for the young boys. She called him handsome and dashing and said a bunch of good things about the administration. But then she accidentally called JD Vance an assassin, saying this administration is good role models such as the assassin JD Vance, and then she went completely silent. And no one said anything for 8 seconds.
Why did she call him an assassin?
She never really explained why, but people either assume she misspoke or she knows something other people don't know. And so she says something she wasn't supposed to say because they were saying, why is she on that stage? Charlie Kirk said Nicki Minaj is a horrible role model for black women. But either way, Nicki Minaj was on stage saying black women need to stop hating on white women and to leave them alone because they're beautiful. JD Vance got on stage and said white men no longer have to apologize.
Who's doing any of that?
Nicki Minaj said black women hate on white women and feel better about themselves. But her appearance was completely unexpected.
So then what was she there for?
50 Cent said he got offered millions of dollars to appear at one of these things and perform many men. But 50 Cent didn't go because he didn't feel right. They offered Snoop Dogg the same money, but Snoop Dogg actually went, so people speculate maybe Nicki Minaj got offered some money. And that's why she's now advocating for DT.
Does she know that DT's in the Epstein files?
It doesn't matter because her husband's a registered PDS student. Money runs the world 2025.
Y'all gotta admit, man, these are some interesting times, yo. Just when you think that things might be simmering down. I mean, there's all types of stuff going on in the world, but when it comes to hip hop and entertainment space, you think things might be settling down and something else come up. Enter in Nicki Minaj and her appearance with, what is it, Erika Kirk. How many of y'all had that on y'all bingo card for the end of 2025? Probably not that many, man. Look, man, I don't know. I watched a bunch of clips of that whatever the hell you want to call it. It seems so fake. I ain't gonna lie. It was kind of disgusting, man. It really was. But look, I got a few parts from Nolan's video. He spoke in fairly great depth about this. If you want to check out the whole video, we'll play some parts of it, and then I got some other clips. We'll go from there, man. But y'all get in the comments, man, and make sure y'all let me know what y'all think about this yourselves, all right? Because I want to know what her motive is. I'm not saying she can't support who she wants to support. This is just out of left field. And her reasons, bullshit. I'm going to just be straight up. I don't believe none of the reasons that she gave. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. We just watched this woman have a war of words with Cardi B, say some of the most unchristian things you could never say to somebody. Okay? On and on and on. And now all of a sudden, she's on the side of the Christians. Okay. Let's go.
So let's get into some of what took place at this Turning Point event with Nicki Minaj. Not to glamorize it or glorify it, but just to see what the talking points were. So here we have this video where Erika Kirk actually asks Nicki Minaj why she's gotten into politics. She says, I just got tired of being pushed around. Who was pushing her? Why do I even care about these people and what they think? Who are they? They don't even know who they are.
So why now have you been involved with speaking about politics? What was kind of the turning point for you? Yeah.
Oh.
What was the turning point? Well,
Sickening.
I just got tired of being pushed around. Yeah. Sometimes you just get tired of it, and then you realize, wait a minute, I have something inside of me that's stronger than what's out there. That's right. So,
Bro, y'all can't sit here and tell me in all sincerity that this ain't some of the fakest shit you ever seen in your life. What's going on here, man? We got to get to the bottom of this, bro. Come on, y'all. We got to put our brains together and figure out what the hell is happening now. What is happening?
when you've had enough, you realize, wait a minute, why do I even care about these people and what they think? Who are they? They don't even know who they are. So I'm not going to I'm not going to back down anymore. I'm not going to back down ever again.
What?
Oh my goodness. Stop. Stop it, man. Stop it. Who's he talking about? Meg, Cardi?
Not understanding why y'all are confused about this whole Nicki Minaj and Erika Kirk when literally the answer is so clear. This is why she was with Erika Kirk. This is why she's all of a sudden so pro-Trump. This is why she's now MAGA. And this is why she's so pro-Trump. What we are seeing right now is her trying to be so different from what her ops are, to the point to where she's perfectly okay with going into MAGA territory. She's literally doing like how in middle school when Twilight came out, and the girls that were beefing, if one of them was Team Edward, the other one was Team Jacob, just out of spite. And so many of her fans, especially her fans that are LGBT, are leaving comments like, oh, well, I'm separating the artist from the music. Oh, I don't care what she believes in. Her music is still good. I'm sorry, but you actively supporting someone who doesn't support you, someone who is advocating for the political party that wants to take rights away from you, you're literally supporting the person with a platform, someone that can easily influence others to vote against your own rights, to vote against your best interest. That is why it matters.
Now, back down from who, what, or why, we don't have the answer.
We just seen it. We just
She's
seen it.
Using talking points and
She
sizzle
playing victim.
words that get these people going, get them amped up, make them happy, right? But who did what? Who pushed you? Right? We still don't know. Who would she have to back down from? We still don't know. And please, if you believe that she needs literal protection from Rock Nation, come on down. I got a bridge in Brooklyn with your name on it. All I need from you.
I wasn't even thinking about Rock Nation. I forgot about them. Hey man, this ain't even a good sell. Like, in order to be a politician, you got to be good at selling something, man. She ain't good at this. This is not good. This ain't a good sell.
It's $500 million. It's yours, okay? Just make sure you can wire it to me immediately. In another portion of the conversation, we've got Nicki Minaj shouting out JD Vance, and while trying to promote his power, wisdom, and leadership, she slips up and calls him an assassin while speaking to a woman whose husband was murdered in front of the world.
And you have amazing role models like the assassin JD Vance, our vice president.
Damn.
And when I say that,
Nigga.
I know, right?
Trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine. Yes, we did.
Buzzwords galore. Yeah, you fucked up.
You have to laugh about it, truly. I have been called every single thing, and you know what? God is so good, you let it roll right off your back. And this is what's so beautiful about this moment, because if the internet wants to clip it, who cares? I love this woman. She's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord.
and you have amazing.
Wait a minute now. Nicki got a lot of things. But a soul and heart for the Lord, I don't know about all that play. Look, I ain't God. I ain't here to judge nobody. I don't know nobody's heart. But we really gonna sit here and say Nicki Minaj right now. I ain't talking about in the future. Maybe she'll start bearing fruit worthy of that. But stay right now. She got a soul and heart for the Lord. Hey, this is gaslighting at its highest level, yo. Gaslighting. And you know what? I'm laughing, but it's not all that. Like, part of the laughing is just at the ridiculousness of all of this. You know how something's just so ridiculous or sounds so crazy or looks so crazy, you just can't help but laugh. It's like, okay. Okay, man. Or like, y'all really think I'm not stupid? Okay, man. You know, that's just part of it, but man, this is crazy, yo.
I love this woman. Y'all talking about y'all love each other. Don't know two shits about either one of y'all. Come
Oh,
on now.
man.
Very fast. Name some facts about Erika Kirk, Miss Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, seriously.
Very fast. Name some facts about Nicki Minaj, Miss Erika Kirk.
Now, this whole conspiracy bubble, though, they already started going down the conspiracy rabbit hole, right? Check this out.
Hey, did y'all see this weird union or interaction with Nicki Minaj and Erika Kirk? Because I don't even know what to call it, y'all. First of all, when were these two ever friends, right? Something about this feels completely off. And I think these people are trying to tell us something, y'all. Check this out. I want y'all to listen to what Nicki Minaj has to say about JD Vance. And then when she says this thing about JD Vance, Erika Trump reacts like Nicki Minaj is talking to her, calling her. And just check this out, y'all. This is crazy.
You have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing role models like the assassin JD Vance, our vice president. And when I say that, trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine.
Hold on, because why did she say that? Why did she make it seem like Nicki Minaj was talking to her? Like Nicki Minaj was calling her an assassin? Is this some type of ritual, y'all? Let's slow it down a little bit. Did Erika Kirk sacrifice Charlie Kirk? Is this what Nicki Minaj is trying to tell us? Because did y'all notice those 3-6 in the back? Check this out. The 3-6. They're telling us the 3-6 would be 666. So could this be a ritual of Nicki Minaj telling us that Erika Kirk did it? The 3 6s in the back? Did y'all see that left eye symbolism that Erika Kirk threw at the moment that Nicki Minaj called her an assassin? Look at that. Look at that. Right over there, letting you guys know. And then Nicki Minaj responds by putting her hand on her chin, her finger on her chin. Her doing the left eye symbolism basically means she's telling y'all the truth and it's hidden in plain sight. And then the finger on the chin means a vow of secrecy. She's not supposed to be telling y'all this. Because normally you wouldn't even see these two together. This is literally them telling us what happened. That she really did it, y'all.
And I'm granted, I think that dude is definitely reaching, no doubt. But this is the conspiracy rabbit holes people already started going down. And while I'm not going that far with it, he was tripping a little bit. But I will say this, though. I will say this. I don't think it's too much of a reach or a stretch to say that Nicki, looking at the landscape of music, hip hop, feeling like maybe she's losing ground, whatever it is that's going on in her crazy mind. And in her mind, she thinks this is a power play that's going to give her a leg up, or maybe put her maybe on a different level. Of course, introduce her into a new audience. I don't know, man. She can't vote because she ain't a citizen. So I don't know how much her telling people to vote, how far that's going to go. Only thing I can think of, honestly, is that in her mind, she thinks this is a power move that's going to put her in a maybe on a different level or a different type of position than those that she thinks maybe have an advantage over her in whatever way. I don't know. Whatever people she thinks are trying to hurt her, you know, maybe she thinks that. That's the only thing I can think, is that she thinks this is going to give her some sort of connection to someone, some base or something that can help her in the future. What that might be, I don't know.
We're going to be sitting here waiting all night. Beautiful person. Amazing personality. Smart. So smart. What's the name of her motherfucking albums? Probably Pink something, right?
Pink Tuesday.
Where's the Barbie album? Fuck out of here. But hey, this is the type of shit we got going on going into 2026, man. Now, y'all saw when I opened up the show and I said the definition of grifter, it has origins in the motherfucking circus. Now, ain't that about a bitch or two? In this video, she proceeds to go further, talking and gushing about the current administration, Trump and JD Vance, talking about how much she loves them and how intelligent they are. Both, by the way.
But this administration is full of people with heart and soul. And they make me proud of them. Our vice president, he makes me, well, I love both of them, but they're both powerful men, smart, strong, all of that, but both of them have a very uncanny ability to be someone that you relate to. I can relate to them. When I hear them speak, I know that they're one of us. Like, I know that they're not. Don't you guys agree?
I'm going to share a definition with y'all real quick. It's called sycophant or sycophancy. Check this out. A sycophant, a person who acts obsequiously towards someone important in order to gain an advantage. Sycophancy, obsequious behavior towards someone important in order to gain an advantage. And if you want to know what obsequious means, obsequious, obedient or attentive to an excessive or servile degree. Now, y'all listening to this and y'all tell me she doesn't sound like a sycophant, right? Which makes it all that much more worse. That's what this sounds like to me. She sounds like a sycophant.
Well, she was over there fumbling for words like a motherfucker, just trying to live. What adjectives do I know? What adjectives do I know? God damn it, don't put me on a spot and ask me no shit like that. They're just very, very, very powerful. Well, no shit. It's the president and the vice president, god damn it. Of course they powerful. What else is new?
Right?
Golly.
They haven't lost touch of the world. You know, they're still connected to the world and what's happening in the world, with the younger people and older people, with the richer people and not so rich people. They have the ability to still connect and be real and make us feel proud to be American.
American? Wow.
She ain't even.
I ain't even gonna go there, man.
Don't do it. No.
In another clip, Nicki Minaj says people are no longer using their minds or their brains. We're not allowed to have a different opinion anymore. We're not allowed to think out loud anymore, okay? So this is another question from Erika Kirk about why she's receiving basically blowback from aligning herself or having a difference of opinion from some of her fans or spectators.
Question is for you guys. So you guys are very courageous and bold on your campus. Nicki, I know our students feel this way, but why do you think speaking your mind has become so controversial?
Because people no longer are using their minds, their brains.
No, because people say dumb shit when they get it at every opportunity. Like Nicki, and this is one of those arguments that people use to try to justify some of the bullshit that they say, right? And some of these base and even honestly insidious and evil ideas is they try to say, oh, well, we just because I got a difference. No, honestly, this is the facts, y'all. Some opinions don't deserve to be shared, voiced, none of that attention. Some opinions are that bad, that insidious, that hurtful, that evil, that they don't deserve a platform, microphone, nothing. Yes, some shit should be shut down, period, point blank. And I think we've gotten to the point in part where, you know, people have found a way to kind of dress up and maybe even they've gotten good at making the other side seem wrong if they point out the flaws in their opinions or ideologies, right?
So right now, just imagine we're not allowed to have a different opinion anymore. We're not allowed to think out loud anymore. We're not like, it just, this is not what the world used to feel like.
By the way, none of that is true in America. You do have an opinion. You can say what you want. There may be consequences, but we don't live in China, Russia, any place like that. Like, you can still say what you want. You can speak about the president, say all types of things. So what she's saying just isn't true, especially not for her. Again, this is the girl who goes on rants all the time, talks about people's children. So stop it.
And especially for the young people, I don't want them growing up in a world where they feel like that. I mean, they deserve for their voices to be heard. They have valid feelings and they're thinking about things, and it deserves attention. You know, we should listen to what they're saying. And if you're growing up in a world that tells you it's taboo to say something that the masses don't agree with, that's not okay. And we're not gonna have it. And I love this. You know, it's giving the younger people confidence that they will need later on in life. You guys will need it, and you will have it. So I'm rooting for you.
Amen. Amen.
Man, this shit's so fucking cringy, man.
I
Even
know.
if you love
I know.
Nicki Minaj, ain't no way you can sit here and tell me this shit ain't cringe. Okay, but I know.
I mean, the hypocrisy is palpable at this point, man.
Nicki Minaj is a hypocrite.
People are being kidnapped, people are being killed, brutalized while they're in church, all because of their religion. And that should spark outrage in the great America. We are not going to be silenced by the bullies anymore, okay? Hear that. Receive that, bullies. We will speak up for Christians wherever they are in this world.
Today, Nicki Minaj put up on that whole Turning Point USA thing with Erika Kirk, and she's just regurgitating whatever Master wants her to say. She had a lot of All Lives Matter rhetoric and many opinions with no basis behind it. It felt very Kanye. It's just hypocritical to talk about people being taken and kidnapped while that's literally being encouraged by the people you're shucking and jiving for. Nicki Minaj said that she'll speak up for Christians no matter where they are in this world. But what about these Christians?
Authorities targeted places of faith, and the immigrant church community is still feeling the aftershocks.
We heard the news about ICE, but we say this is a safety place, and we're not doing nothing. We are not criminals.
Faith leaders say ICE agents displayed aggressive tactics, frightening their congregations. Many immigrant churches stopped holding services for weeks, as some 30,000 children also reportedly stayed home from school. Pastor Victor Ramirez says ICE agents moved in unexpectedly, causing some members to head into the woods while others hid inside for safety. Terrified children watched and others held on to them as ICE agents detained an El Salvadorian church member. They deported him 10 days later, leaving behind his wife and adult children.
I understand the ICE has to find criminals. I understand that and I agree with that, but it's not a criminal.
This is a church.
This is church.
I feel like this topic is extremely relevant when it comes to Nicki Minaj because isn't Nicki Minaj an immigrant? She's not a U.S. citizen. You can look this up. Matter of fact, let me do it for you. Quick Google search I wrote, is Nicki Minaj a U.S. citizen? And AI overview says, no, Nicki Minaj is not a U.S. citizen. She's a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago and moved to New York City as a child, remaining a non-citizen despite living and paying substantial taxes in U.S. for decades and has spoken publicly about her immigration status and experiences. Current status, it says she has stated she is not a U.S. citizen even after years of living in the country and paying millions in taxes and has expressed a desire for citizenship or honorary citizenship. Why do I feel like she's playing the game to finally get citizenship? One thing I could say about Nicki Minaj is that she sold so many records that it shouldn't be surprising that she sold out.
Now, if she's doing all that for citizenship, man, oh my goodness, this is just not the way to go about it.
Y'all would never mostly admit it, especially not on my platform, but you know what you're thinking behind the scenes. So here we get into a totally different conversation. Now, y'all remember about a week or so ago, I told you that there's been this anti-white thing that's going on, right? Got people like Elon Musk and others that are aligning themselves and saying they're not going to take no more of this shit no more.
Right.
Y'all are trying to guilt us for being white.
Right.
Y'all want to pump yourselves up, but always want to say that white people are the problem. We're not taking it no more. So in this segment of the conversation, we see Minaj saying here, recently in the media, it's almost been like a push to, it's not just making young black children feel proud of themselves, but almost like doing that and at the same time telling other children not to be proud of themselves.
Ain't nobody saying that.
I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? This is a quote from Nicki Minaj. So, in the midst of young black children who are typically overlooked, undervalued, under-resourced, underfunded, and she was in the communities with those same black children, living under those same conditions. She's saying, while we're trying to make young black children feel great, feel good about themselves, why should we be making others feel lesser about themselves to make us look good? Problem is, I don't see anyone anywhere that's actually told others to do that.
Exactly.
We just want to be valued for ourselves, our merit, our beauty, our natural state. That's all we've been asking for ever. We just want to exist and have ample, equal opportunities. But here, she gets caught in the drift and the draft of the bullshit.
Okay, well, something that I've noticed recently is that for little girls, I think that no matter how you look, we should be trying to instill into them to be proud of how they look. Recently, in the media, it's almost been like a push to, it's not just making young black children feel proud of themselves, but it's almost like doing that and at the same time telling other children not to be proud of themselves. And I don't want any child feeling that way.
Yeah, none of us do, but that's not what's happening either. And this is really, really annoying, man. I'm not even gonna lie. This is super annoying. One, nobody's saying that a white child or a Hispanic child or anybody shouldn't be proud of their heritage, who they are, where they came from, or nothing like that. Why is it? Again, we talked about this in multiple videos on different subjects already. Why is it that when black people, why is it that when we speak about the things that make us us, the things that we are proud of and this and that we have to add a yeah, but, okay? And that's just in general, a yeah, but, yeah, we're this and that, but, you know, let's not take away from, yeah, we're this and that, yeah, but let's not diminish the, yeah, but, no. Let's be proud of who we are, confident in who we are, celebrate who we are without a fucking yeah, but. Nobody else does that shit. Nobody else say, yeah, we're great. Yeah, but, you know, the blacks and ain't no yeah, buts with anybody else. And there shouldn't be. If it's good, wholesome, just ethnic pride, and I'm not talking about no racist bullshit or nothing like that, and you just being proud of who you are, where you came from, where you was born, your country, etc., there should be no yeah, buts. Why do we have to fucking diminish our fucking value anytime we start to speak about what we love, what we like, who we are, and add somebody else into the fucking mix? They don't have to. And then if we don't, it's like, oh, it ain't my fault if you feel offended. And again, this also is a manipulation tactic. This is a manipulation tactic, and we need to recognize that too. This isn't just people genuinely feeling this way. This is done on purpose. This is done on purpose to try to quell anything that we got going on that seems successful, that seems to unify, all of that. I already talked about this, but I especially hate this type of shit right here, man. I really do.
If as Black women, we felt that we were not being represented and not being admired for our beauty, if we felt like that as Black women, why would we want to do that to other women? Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my
Who's
beauty.
doing that though?
Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful. Why shouldn't she feel that? Why have we gotten to a point where certain colors or certain kinds of people have to be afraid of loving themselves and loving the way they look? Like, isn't that wild? And so for little girls, I don't want what was done to little Black girls done to little white girls. I don't want it done to any girls. I want all the little girls in the world to know that you are unique, you are beautiful, you are you, and you can compliment another girl, you can compliment another woman and still know that you are epic and amazing. So that's what I would say for the girls. And I know I know my adults understand clearly where I'm going with that, where I'm getting, I don't like that. I don't like people making other people feel badly about themselves in any.
Hold up. She don't like people making people feel badly about themselves. Hey, Nicki act like we ain't got the internet. We can't go back to all this crazy shit she done said to other people. Nicki, you do know we know what you said, right? And we know what you tweeted. You do know that, right? You do know we got the record, the receipts. Hypocrisy at its highest levels, bro. What happened to Young Money, man? What happened to Young Money?
Anyway, we need to nurture young girls. Yes, what?
Same woman who has built a career off of highlighting herself at the expense of other women.
Exactly,
downplaying
Nolan.
other women.
Exactly.
Downplaying Megan Thee Stallion, calling her Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Because she's tall.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? But that don't qualify for the self-love. Right? Okay. Bocce B, downplaying Cardi B for getting cosmetic enhancements when you're probably the first female rapper to ever get cosmetic enhancements and have voiced how much you regret it in the latter years of your life.
Are you worried that using your home address for business puts your privacy at risk? At iPostal One?
Man, now if y'all can remember, this is the Kanye West cycle all over again. We've been saying it, MAGA Minaj, but man, does this all sound all too familiar. So much so, I remember it was a couple years ago, I could have swore people were waiting on Kanye West, Nicki Minaj new body to officially be released. And Nicki Minaj withheld the release of the new body song. And she called Kanye a buffoon and said, no, I will not be clearing the record. Right? So Kanye went through his whole MAGA phase, went through his whole free speech, free thought, can't nobody control what I'm saying phase. She called him a buffoon. I didn't disagree with her at the time. But now he's been moved out of the way. He's no longer a threat. She's been having some rough times behind the scenes. People are speculating whether that be financially or otherwise. I don't know. Now she aligns with MAGA. She's on the free speech, free thought train. Now she's saying, hey, just because we want Black people to be loved, we shouldn't be downplaying anybody else. Well, where was the downplaying happening? I don't recall it. It sounds like a misnomer just to get these people amplified.
And I'm going to leave that right there, man. I encourage y'all to go watch this whole video. But just to wrap this up, you can tell how forced it is, right? You can tell how none of this is natural. None of this is natural. And you can be an advocate for free speech, free thought, and all of that without doing this. How does free speech and free thought and all that equate to what people like her and Kanye and them are doing, or Kanye has done, and what she's doing? It doesn't. It does not. In fact, it's quite the contrary, right? Yeah, man. I really don't know what her angle is. I don't know what her end game is. This whole thing seems forced, contrived. You know what's even crazier? She's not respected by people like Erika Kirk and all of them. They don't respect them. That's what they don't really get. They don't respect y'all. They don't respect y'all. Y'all are the basis of pawns. The basis of pawns who actually probably get looked upon with even more disdain because of the readiness with which you are willing to sell out your own people, sell out your own morals and all of that for some clout, for some money, for some notoriety, whatever it might be. You think you gain it in a process. It's never worth a deal with the devil. It's never worth a deal with the devil. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this latest development, man. This is crazy. 2025, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.